Folks, welcome to a wonderful and more informal approach to your vitamins with Lessman. Andrew, hello.
Hi there. I figure it's our Monday night show, and it's sort of casual question and answer, so I'm more casual.
I just thought you're showing off more of your tan as well, you see, trying to beat me.
No, well, I couldn't do that. But next time, if I'm really casual, the next time I show up in shorts and a tank top, that's when we know I'm really casual. I come from the gym to here. But
you never know what's going to happen. That's what we love about this show. Welcome on in, everybody. 2 hours jam-packed. We are literally talking dozens of products, many of which you perhaps don't get to see in regular shows. Yesterday was focused on Andrew's CoQ10 Today Special and, of course, Choco Nouveau. Today we get to share with you some wonderful things and answer some questions along the way. First out the gate, one of the best kept secrets on HSN. We only have 4 minutes. A unique way to tackle bad breath. There is absolutely not one person that works here that does not love this product. If you're looking to freshen your breath, have more confidence, if you're going out, meeting people, going on a date, Andrew, one of the unknown, unsung heroes of the line.
It's funny, that's exactly what I was going to say. It's one of our products that really doesn't get the attention it deserves. First of all, it's incredibly, incredibly affordable, but it's really a common sense product because we try to do the best we can. We want to have good, fresh breath. We don't want to offend other people with our breath. But if we eat a meal that has garlic or onions or even just coffee or things like that, or if we might smoke or if we drank alcohol, even if we brush our teeth and if we do all sorts of things for good oral hygiene, the contents of our stomach still affects our breath. Because remember, the contents of our stomach, they're gonna remain there for several hours after we've eaten, at least 3 hours after we've eaten. And the contents of our stomach is only about a foot away from our mouth. So if there's alcohol or garlic or onions or things like that, no matter how fresh your mouth is, the contents of our stomach are still going to affect our breath. And that's what Breath Plus is. It's simply designed to be, a lot of folks chew it. It's not designed to be chewed. What it is, it's Mother Nature's natural deodorizers. And it's Mother Nature's natural deodorizers that go down to your stomach and immediately become available and attack the odor sources in your stomach, whether it's garlic or onions. It's peppermint oil extract, spearmint extract, and parsley seed extract. Those 3 extracts, 100% pure, deliver Mother Nature's natural deodorizers, and it's one of those products that even for morning breath, because morning breath isn't necessarily a result of what's going on in your mouth. It's a result of what's going on in your stomach and your digestive system. So if you have Breath Plus, some folks take it in the evening before they go to bed, and it freshens their breath in the morning, they find, or they take it first thing when they wake up. But regardless, it's a product that helps with digestion because of these wonderful soothing extracts, peppermint extract and spearmint extract, but it's just Mother Nature doing her deodorizing best. And it's amazing, the reviews are incredible, and it's a product that unfortunately, if I talk about it twice a year, it's probably a lot. We really don't feature it that often.
You gotta trust me, even in these few minutes, you will love this. There's many breath freshening products out there.
And today's special pricing, basically, this is never today's special. So for the anniversary, we basically made it today's special pricing. If you're looking there, it's about half off.
Well, guys, look at the 720 caps. I mean, if you take 2 a day, or you can take 1 or 2 a day. I mean, we're looking at $59.90.
That's about 8 cents a capsule.
That's no money at all, Andrew.
8 cents a capsule, not even a dime a capsule. Typically, take 1 capsule, at most 2 capsules are what you need. But typically, when I use it, I take just 1 capsule, and that does the trick. And I'm someone who, garlic doesn't faze me, garlic doesn't bother me, I eat it with impunity. And so one way to make sure that I'm not offending others is just a quick capsule. Because again, no matter how good you might be with mouthwash or brushing your teeth or flossing and making sure your mouth is spotless and fresh, if that garlic is sitting a foot away right there, it's still going to create odor out of your mouth when you're speaking.
And Andrew, I mean, you just mentioned it's only on air a couple times a year. I don't want folks to think that this is a new product. You've been making this for years.
We've been making this product for about 30 years.
You see?
So this product's been around for a long time. It's been one of our favorites for a long time. I'm on a limited amount of hours every year, and there's only so many products to go around. That's why these variety shows are great, because we're going to cover probably almost 30 products in 2 hours here, so we're gonna go through a lot of products.
And folks, for those of you that were wondering, because I had a couple emails asking what we are gonna be doing, one lady in particular asked about ginkgo. You are in luck. We're doing it in our next hour, so I'm excited about that. This pricing for the 23rd anniversary as we celebrate Andrew's 23 years at HSN is fabulous, but that pricing, of course, is set to expire soon enough. So take advantage of it. You cannot go far wrong. Take 1 or 2 every day.
And very limited supply of this as well. We only have a couple of 100 bottles of each, but it's a product, especially during the holidays. If you really want to give it a test, this is when many of us, myself included, we kind of throw caution to the wind when it comes to our eating. So whether it's the odor of coffee or alcohol or garlic or onions, whatever it might be, the pungent, spicy foods that we don't want others to be aware that we just consumed, then this is a perfect, perfect product. It goes to the source of the odor. Because it doesn't matter how fresh, and of course oral hygiene is a great thing, but it doesn't matter how fresh your breath is in your mouth, the stomach contents are just a short little pipeline, a short little journey away. The esophagus connects the stomach directly to the mouth, so everyone knows what's in your stomach if it has an odor.
Thank you for all of your orders. We're going to head over this way. And Andrew, I have to talk to you because this is 23 years. 23
years, yes. It's 23 years I've been here at HSN.
Right.
I was at QVC for 5.5 years before. So it's, in January, it'll be 29 years. That I've been doing exactly this on television, almost 30 years.
Now, has it gone by in the blink of an eye?
A blink of an eye takes longer. No, it's been quicker than a blink of an eye. I mean, it's just amazing how rapidly, you know, my parents, grandparents always told me this. So, but as we all know, time flies.
It really does.
And I think the older we get, the more quickly time flies. So just really quickly, there was a couple of questions on the Today Special CoQ10, because we have a CoQ10 100, 200, 300. The reason why we focus on the 200 in the Today Special, that really satisfies most everyone's needs. 100 is a great economical way to get a good level of CoQ10 on a daily basis, 100 milligrams. 300 milligrams is a great way if you need to get a higher potency for specific reasons recommended by your doctor. But the 200 is really the one that's ideal for most everyone.
Hope that answers your question. Of course, Andrew is always ready and raring to go because a lot of you have a lot of questions, and I'll ask a few of them as well.
And I'll answer a few questions. A lot of questions about dogs and supplementing for dogs and things like that.
It's coming.
So I'll talk about that in detail throughout the show because my two favorite, I say, people, my furry friends on the planet are Lincoln and Marcel.
Right.
I mean, it's just,
how are they at the moment?
They're wonderful, but they're far away, which is always disappointing when I travel. So
are they back in LA?
But that's Marcel. That's Marcel when he was smaller, before he got fully grown up.
Right.
And there's Link. And Link is, I mean, Link's doing great. Link's almost 12 years old. He still went hiking with me almost every day this summer in Aspen. So he's doing well. I'm more careful about his activity, just like all of us. I don't do the same things at my age now that I did when I was 20, but we should remain active all the time. So it's good to keep our older dogs active. Just we need to be intelligent about how intense that activity is.
You know, it's all about taking care of ourselves, and that's the one thing that in this show we're going to help to aim to do is give you the kind of tools that we need, the natural tools to do it. Sometimes, I don't know how to make this a delicate segue.
Oh, it doesn't have to be delicate. It's the healthiest foods we eat. I mean, things like this afternoon, Muriel got an omelet at the hotel.
Right.
And it had Brussels sprouts. I ate the entire omelet. It was her omelet.
With wild abandon.
And the Brussels sprouts were delicious, roasted Brussels sprouts. But Brussels sprouts are one of those foods that so many people complain great and delicious, but they could cause uncomfortable gas, like broccoli and cauliflower and other cruciferous vegetables. Arguably, cruciferous vegetables are the healthiest things we could eat.
Right.
Beans and legumes and lentils and things like that also cause significant gas for so many of us. So what this product is, it basically is an enzyme that that basically breaks down the molecules that can be those offending molecules when those molecules are being broken down in your digestive system. So the enzyme basically breaks them down in advance so they're not fermenting further down in your digestive system, causing uncomfortable or offensive gas. One of the most unique attributes of this product is, unlike the tablets you see, it's an ultrafine powder. It has to be an ultrafine powder because it needs to go to work immediately.
Right.
It needs to be available immediately to start digesting those offending molecules, those fructooligosaccharides, before those fructooligosaccharides could cause you problems. So it's a really simple product. What it does, it breaks down the molecules in advance such that they will not be broken down subsequently in your digestive system and cause you the uncomfortable gas or the offensive gas. So, and unfortunately, some of the healthiest foods that we all love to eat, cruciferous vegetables and things like legumes, which I love both of those.
Right.
But both of those foods can be a little bit challenging at times.
Well, one of the things that you need to know is that this won't be a today's special, so our pricing today is wonderful. Again, 23-year celebratory pricing, right, Andrew?
Yes.
We have three options, 60, 120, 240. Savings, as you can see, the bigger the count size, the bigger the saving is. So if you want to give it a go, 240 caps, normally is $75. If you order during the anniversary, and this is the final show, it's $54.90, saves you $20, and it's on FlexPay. It's always good to have on hand. And the good thing to know as well is that over the years, we've built up a significant number of reviews, of which the majority are perfect 5 stars. Now, Andrew mentioned we only have a certain amount of time in the show. Anything that you're specifically looking for, make sure you go online at hsn.com, and you can see Andrew's full assortment there.
And also asked often, can you open up a capsule and mix it with water, mix it with a smoothie? Absolutely, absolutely. All of our products are additive free, so you just open the capsule. Product like this, you can mix in a beverage, you can mix it with your oatmeal,
right.
You can mix it with your oat bran. You could do that with virtually every product. You could do it with our turmeric, with our ginger, whatever it might be, whatever extracts. Cinnamon extract you could sprinkle on your oatmeal, you could put it in a smoothie. So yes, that's a frequently asked question, and again, no additives, just open the capsule and be my guest.
We're gonna head over this way to something else, our next item. We have a couple monthly specials that I know we're gonna be getting to as well, which we're excited about. But next up, let's talk alpha lipoic acid. It's one we don't get to talk about often.
But this is a product that I was remiss. I planned on speaking about this yesterday during our CoQ10 Today special.
Right.
The reason why, many people refer to alpha lipoic acid as sort of CoQ10's close cousin.
Okay.
It's a very powerful antioxidant like CoQ10. Unlike CoQ10, it doesn't have the critical role in all energy production that CoQ10 possesses, which makes CoQ10 incredibly important to all of us because our energy is our ability to exist, to live, to do work. So CoQ10 is unique in that respect. But in terms of being a protective molecule, alpha lipoic acid has unique characteristics that really nothing else possesses, because most molecules that are protective in our body, they sort of make a biochemical choice. That biochemical choice is whether they exist and function well in an aqueous, a water-based environment, or whether they exist and function well in a lipid-based, in a fatty environment. And those are the two principal environments in our body. Membranes and cell membranes, those tend to be lipid-based environments. Our liver, a lipid-based environment. Our brain, a lipid-based environment. That's why CoQ10 does so well in both of those environments, because it's lipid-based. But what makes alpha lipoic acid so unique, and why it's called the universal antioxidant or the universal protective compound, is that it doesn't have to choose. It's just as comfortable. It's like a chameleon. It's just as comfortable in an aqueous, water-based environment as it is in a lipid-based, fat-soluble environment. So that's what makes alpha lipoic acid unique. What makes our material unique is that, unlike many other, you could go overseas to buy alpha lipoic acid very, very inexpensively. But unfortunately, it has levels of they're permitted contaminants, but they're permitted and I don't like the levels. I think they're too high.
Right.
So the alpha lipoic acid we get, yes, we go overseas, but we go in the other direction. We go to Germany. So our alpha lipoic acid comes from Germany, and it is of absolutely unparalleled purity. So you're getting all the wonderful protective benefits. And why would one want a protective compound that comes with undesirable impurities?
Sure.
Because it sort of undoes the benefits of having those protective components, those protective characteristics. So our alpha lipoic acid both is extremely high potency at 400 milligrams. It's also the finest source in the world, which is not the typical source, unfortunately, that you're finding available in any stores, sadly.
We were saying yesterday that, one of the things I know from Andrew is that Andrew won't accept second best. When it comes to creating products for his customers, second best will not do. So the sourcing of the finest, purest product and ingredient is very important to you.
And I could tell you that initially when this product was specified, I looked at this product, and it had already gone through quality assurance at my company. The product was approved to move forward with into production. Then I looked at the spec sheet on the material, and I looked at the purity of the material, and I just said, no. Wow. We have to change. So we changed this product, and this is probably goes back about 7 or 8 years ago, but we changed the product to make sure that we use, just as you said, the alpha lipoic acid that is worthy of having our label on it. So if we're going to manufacture a product, we make sure that we're getting the best raw material, or we're going to try to figure out how to make it ourselves.
So it's that universal antioxidant that, you know, is so beneficial for so many reasons and in so many ways. Pricing today, and, you know, not just this, but anything within Andrew's assortment that you are searching for, you'll benefit from special pricing.
It's anniversary pricing. It's 23 years. So everything. So whatever you might want to reorder, even if we don't talk about it in this show, and we'll talk about a couple of dozen products, even if we don't speak about it today, everything I make is on special anniversary pricing. So now is the time. I think that continues, I think, until midnight tonight.
I believe it is indeed, till midnight.
So, yep.
So we are running out of time on that. I know many of you were watching Andrew yesterday with the Today Specials. If there was anything that you didn't pick up yet, make sure you do it before midnight to guarantee the best values of the year with the pricing.
And then I'll just, because I think we're going to run along from this in a moment here, just a quick question. So alpha lipoic acid, it's right up there with CoQ10 in terms of its protective importance, especially if we're struggling with things like blood sugar metabolism and insulin metabolism. Alpha lipoic acid is an important protective compound if we have issues with our blood sugar levels. But I just was going to mention one of those questions that I'm asked constantly, thousands and thousands of times. CBD. When am I going to start making a product with cannabinoids? CBD, which is the non-psychotropic, the non-hallucinogenic component from cannabis, from weed. So that's, I'm still, you know, I've become a little bit of an expert in the topic, but I'm not ready yet. And I think also the regulatory framework is still not ready yet. So you can rest assured, when it's time and when the regulatory framework, when the quality of products, so I can assure you that a product has the purity that doesn't contain THC or THA, more hallucinogenic components, the psychotropic components from cannabis. So it will not be made until it's time to be made. So as much as it would be incredibly popular and would have been for the last few years, I just don't think the products are ready yet, the market is ready yet, and the regulatory framework, the federal regulatory framework is ready yet. So rest assured, it will be coming in the future, but not ready yet.
And here is the perfect example of the difference between Andrew Lessman and so many others. Andrew waits to make sure it's right rather than just jumping on the bandwagon to give you something that might be subpar. Well, he also loves a challenge. And for many, many, many people, taking a fiber product was not a good thing. You cracked the code with this.
No, fiber is difficult to contend with. Most fiber products you see on the market that seem to be relatively pleasant to use, those ones you mix with water and are clear, as far as I'm concerned, they're synthetic. They're not really fiber. Usually they're like a processed maltodextrin. They're derived from corn or from other allergic sources. Our fiber is a very unique, it is simply the outer shell of psyllium husk, but the fine outer shell. And it's such a fine powder because one of the biggest problems that people have with fiber is that as much as they need it for regularity, if you deliver it in the wrong form, it's just going to cause more digestive issues. It's going to cause gas. It's going to cause, so why do you want to introduce another problem when you're trying to solve? It's like, the analogy people give you. When you squeeze a balloon, you squeeze the balloon here, it just squeezes out there. So what I want to do is when I go after a problem, I want to make sure I don't create other problems, that I find the perfect ingredient for the perfect solution. And you'd have to go back over 20 years, but it took me several years to find the perfect natural fiber. It is an unprocessed fiber. All we do is change its physical form, meaning that it's an ultrafine powder. So that ultrafine powder, just like the bean and veggie, what good is fiber that is just going to be a chunk of fiber that's going to be like wood chips or something? So this is, I'm sure you can appreciate, it's just like dust. And that's your absolute guarantee and assurance that it does what it's supposed to do, mildly, gently. And what is fiber supposed to do? It gives our the musculature of our digestive system, it gives it something to do.
Right.
And also that fiber, it absorbs moisture, so it acts kind of like a sponge and a broom, gently cleansing our insides, gently cleansing our intestines, as it also promotes regularity. And the best way to promote regularity is to get a gentle fiber source, water-soluble fiber source like this, and just be adequately hydrated. And when you're adequately hydrated, not only is it great for regularity, it's also great for having beautiful skin, because you can't have beautiful skin if you're not well hydrated from the inside.
And Andrew, when you referred to, let's say, other fiber products that come in different forms, is the reason they do it in that form because it's cheaper?
Well, the kind of the wood, the one that looks like wood chips, yes.
Right.
But the other forms are actually also significantly cheaper than this natural ingredient. All they are is processed, usually processed corn products or byproducts, and typically you'll see on the label it'll be maltodextrin. It'll be a form of fiber that's processed from something like corn.
Right.
And it's designed to be water soluble, even though it shouldn't be water soluble. Fiber, even water soluble fiber, if we mix this with water, it creates a gel. That's how it's soluble. It doesn't create this clear solution like when you put salt in water. So those fibers are not real fibers as far as I'm concerned. And even this fiber comes with a permitted and U.S. Food and Drug Administration approved claim. If you consume adequate amounts of psyllium husk fiber, we can speak in terms of it helping to lower your bad cholesterol, helping to lower your total cholesterol. So it provides a whole long list of health benefits.
And incidentally, nearly 1,000 perfect 5-star reviews. That's good to know as well. Is it simply the case that we just don't get enough fiber for most of us?
Well, that's just the American diet. That's unfortunately the nature of the American diet. There's many things we don't get enough of: CoQ10, omega-3s, vitamin D, B12, fiber. And unfortunately, when it comes to fiber we could do better with if we ate differently.
Right.
If we had oat bran and oatmeal every day, if we ate more nuts, seeds, and legumes every day, those are a great source of fiber, but we don't tend to eat that way. And because we don't, regularity becomes really an epidemic in our society, and all really regularity requires not a lot of fiber. I mean, this 1 or 2 capsules with each meal is all you need. And as you'll read from the reviews, it's life-changing, life-affirming.
Well, let me tell you, we can affirm the fact that the pricing today is fabulous. 23 years on HSN. Many of you have been with Andrew from the very start. If you'd like to order, the pricing is expiring at midnight. So it really is important to know that. If you were going to buy Fiber Muesli, you'd buy it right now. Up to 1,000 capsules, low price. I mean, really a low price point considering the amount you're receiving.
Well, a low price point. It's less than a dime a capsule.
You can't argue with that.
I think it's less than 9 cents a capsule because it's free shipping and handling.
Right.
So it's an incredibly affordable product given the quality of our natural fiber muesli.
We're going to head over this way, and maybe the other thing that I should say, and Andrew, you were the first to point it out yesterday. You reminded me. If you shop at the moment, you're going to benefit from our extended return policy. So let's say you wanted to try the Fiber Muesli product, or maybe you want to try Andrew's certified organic teas.
No, or especially the Fiber Muesli product. What better time to make sure you're getting additional fiber than when we kind of throw caution to the wind in terms of our diet over the holidays. And that fiber can make, because it also gives you feelings of fullness if you have a couple of capsules with a meal, it can make the holidays pass a lot easier, pass through you a lot easier too. So I highly recommend taking advantage of that literally 100-day money-back guarantee till January 31st. That's great.
Of next year. I mean,
yes.
If you decide at that point you want to send it back, of course, with pleasure, you can do for a return and refund of the purchase price. We want to share with you some other things that Andrew has that maybe you didn't know. Tea drinkers love Andrew Lessman. I know a thing or two about tea for obvious reasons. I'm a big fan of both of these options, Andrew, and I know you are as well.
Well, our peppermint sencha green tea is the way that Americans get to enjoy green tea. Most Americans don't like green tea. First thing we do is we select a green tea that doesn't have that kind of overly strong, funky kind of green tea taste.
Right.
And then by blending it with our peppermint tea, all you are left with when you have our green tea is a wonderful, delicious peppermint tea with the health benefits of green tea. We also have our peppermint tea. So I just figured it would be a nice opportunity because our green tea, if you want just a very mild touch of caffeine. For me, coffee is a little strong. So the only time I'll ever have coffee is just before I exercise, because otherwise, if I had coffee before I was here, I'd be speaking twice as quickly as I'm speaking now. It would not be a good thing. My brain and mouth just get disconnected from one another. But if you just want a really mild hit, just like probably at most 10, 20 milligrams of caffeine, then our peppermint sencha green tea. And all it does is taste like peppermint tea. So you don't get, if you don't enjoy that taste of green tea, you just get the enjoyment of peppermint tea, but the health benefits of green tea, which is among probably, it's the most frequently consumed beverage in the world, and I would say probably the healthiest beverage in the world. As much as red wine has all sorts of protective compounds, I'm gonna have to go with green tea as being healthier. So,
would you like one, Andrew?
Sure, I'll have some peppermint tea.
Please,
sure.
I tell you, it's my favorite part of the whole show because I get to just kind of have a nice, relaxing sip. And it is soothing.
And what's also unique about my teas, whether it's the green mint or the peppermint, you could use that tea bag to make a quart of tea.
Right.
So that quart of tea, and also of course our tea bags don't have any plastic byproducts or any string or any inks or anything like that. I respect what we put in our body, so I want to have the cleanest tea experience possible. So when you're using this tea, as you can see, we just poured it in there. You could use a quart of water and you could let it steep for 24 hours, not just, most teas you steep them for more than 2 or 3 minutes, they become horribly bitter.
Right.
Our tea, you can steep it for 24 hours. It's fine. It never gets bitter. It gets richer, it never gets bitter. So it becomes the best value imaginable because, in fact, at my house, I have the teapots in the refrigerator. Right. And those teapots are each about a quart. And in a quart, we just put 1 tea bag. So I'm literally getting 4 8-ounce cups, or a typical teacup is more than like 4 or 5 ounces. Sure. So I'm getting more like a half a dozen cups of tea per tea bag.
Andrew, does it sound silly to say that when I drink a cup of your tea, I almost feel healthier? Is it the freshness of the flavor, or I feel healthier? Well, compared to coffee.
I think tea. I mean, and one thing that I need to be clear about: coffee. If you don't put anything in coffee, coffee does contain a significant amount of caffeine. But if you don't put any, like, too much sugar or too much cream or artificial sweeteners in coffee, there's an abundance of research talking about why coffee is so healthy. Right. So you just have to be wary of what you put in it. But coffee, like tea, is just a water-based extract of a bean. Right. So it's a wonderful plant extract for many people, many Americans, because our diets are so devoid of antioxidants. For many Americans, coffee is their richest source of antioxidants in their diet. So coffee is not a bad thing. Coffee actually has some wonderful protective compounds in it. You just want to be aware of what you mix with it, because a lot of us start putting all sorts of, you look at those coffee beverages that are like 1,000 calories and cost $6 or $7. Those are kind of crazy.
And I think that's maybe the heart and soul of it with Andrew's teas. You never need to put anything with it, or I never feel the need to. It's just so delicious by itself. Well, we have 2 monthly specials.
This mint tea is truly, I have to say, it is truly remarkable.
I made it, Andrew. I make a good cup of tea. I was taught well.
It's the whole UK thing. Exactly. Yes.
It's the way you pour it, the angle, the speed.
Well, I think the Japanese would have something to say about that.
We don't talk about that. Thank you for your orders on Andrew's teas. Please leave a review when you get it home. Monthly specials. There are 2 of them this month. One of them, it's here at last, of course. Some key ingredients to help support us through the season as we start to focus on our immune system. A powerful blend of nutrients and botanicals. We all take this, folks. I mean, every one of us here being on air, we all try to remain as healthy as is possible. Immune Factors is brilliant. I want to show you the pricing on it. Natural support. It can work wonders. 30, 60, 180 or 360. Typically during the season, I'll take one of these a day. 360 caps is normally $130. You're saving significant significant amount, nearly as much as you're spending, $60 off, and it's on FlexPay.
You're saving, I think, more than you're spending.
Yeah.
Almost. And this is our monthly special, and it's a perfect time for it to become a monthly special. This is when I think, after sort of the kids go back to school and the weather's starting to change everywhere, so I think we all become a little bit more conscious of what we could do to support our immune system. And this is a product that I've always been astounded, not because it's not a wonderful, not a great product. I've been astounded how well it's reviewed, because I think this is a product that people would tend to have a really critical eye.
Right.
But nonetheless, it's 4.8 stars. And I think the reason why it's so perfectly reviewed is because it's really evolved over the last 30 plus years. It's really transformed itself. It started as basically focusing on nutrients. So now we focus on the nutrients, but we also focus on the botanicals. We have the best extract of echinacea and golden seal, the best extracts you could find anywhere. We've also added in other extracts as well. We've added in our mushroom complex recently, and we improved our mushroom complex recently. So and even our echinacea extract is both purpurea and angustifolia. So we also have an astragalus extract. So it's really become a truly comprehensive product. We've really followed the research to continue to expand its benefits. And for a monthly special, it's not something that I take every day. But I take it when Mira and I, it's when I take nighttime,
right,
which we'll talk about in a moment. When we just went to France, her family's from France. So 9-hour time difference. I know when my sleep gets challenged,
yep,
that's when my immune system gets challenged. So there are certain times of year, certain circumstances when I will reach for this and I will take it on a daily basis. But I don't do it every single day. I tend to take it when I need it. Some folks take it every single day.
Right.
And it's a product that they rely on every single day. But I encourage you to read the reviews. And if you just want a natural tool, because unfortunately there's a lot of companies out there that will make immune products and make all sorts of outlandish claims. The only thing that we could rely on to help us deal with colds and flu, it's our immune system. There's not going to be some magic pill or I wish there was some medication our doctors could recommend, but the cold is still, it's been, I guess, like a scourge to society for as long as human beings have existed. But our immune system is the tool we have. That's our defense. So what we need to do this time of year, not just rely on this product, but also make sure we're being conscientious about our sleep, our hydration. Simply being hydrated is a wonderful tool to protect our mucous membranes, so our body has better barriers against cold viruses, flu viruses, and the like. Especially what I always recommend, and they're so affordable now, is a humidifier. Because at night, we tend to heat our rooms, or even if you're in a warm climate, you have air conditioning running, things dehydrate. And as your membranes in your throat dehydrate, they're less an effective barrier against the entry of viruses. So you want to be well hydrated, you want to keep your mucous membranes healthy. So a healthy diet, adequate sleep, and all the good lifestyle things, remaining active and stay hydrated. And then, of course, the nutritional support of a product like this.
And I do want to just pick Andrew up on one thing. He mentioned the reviews. We're saying out of 5-star reviews, it's 90% of the reviews. So out of 536 total reviews, 481 of them are perfect.
Wow.
That's big.
No, that's incredible. I'm sure if you added 4-star reviews, you'd probably be over 500.
It's true.
So it's a product with about, I think, 97, 98% positive reviews. So I think that could give you a sense. And if you read the reviews, I've always said this, some of the major big websites out there have some pretty sketchy reviews in terms of whether those reviews are real or not. There's all sorts of questions about them, very clear questions. Here at HSN, you can't review one of my products unless you've purchased it and tried it for a couple of weeks before you could even post a review. And if you read those reviews, they're eloquently written, and I'm grateful for that. They're very expressive of what you can expect if you try the product. So I encourage you to read the reviews.
Don't forget to order it now, though, because the monthly special pricing will expire. This is inevitably the last time you'll see Andrew live talking about it. So order yours. The savings are significant.
This visit.
This visit. So let me elaborate there. Just
hopefully I will be live speaking about it one day in the future.
The phone lines would go crazy. Sorry, Andrew. Yeah, just for now. He will return, I promise you. We're going to move on to, sorry, not to cause alarm there amongst Andrew's fans.
My mom and dad are watching it.
We're going to move on to nighttime.
Our other monthly special.
You have to try this product. If you have trouble switching off, you find it hard to fall asleep, this is a wonderful natural tool. And I thank Andrew for introducing it to me 3 years ago. I wouldn't be without it now.
Yeah, it's, as I was just talking about before, for me, nighttime, fortunately, I sleep well. I fall asleep easily. But when I travel, when Muriel and I go over too many time zones, say if you go to bed at 11 o'clock at night and we're in France visiting Muriel's family, that's 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
If I'm going to sleep at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's not going to be for long. So that is when nighttime becomes indispensable for me. Because when I do go to sleep there, and it's effectively 2 o'clock, I need something to sort of chemically remind my body that it's time to relax. It's time to go to sleep. So nighttime becomes indispensable, and perhaps you might be working different hours at work, shift work or something like that. All of us have our own reasons. Perhaps we just have too much stress in our life, and it's difficult for us to relax. Our brain keeps working. So nighttime is designed not to knock you out. I leave that to drugs and medications that can be habit-forming and have all sorts of other issues. This is simply designed to be soothing, to be relaxing, so we can go to sleep on our own. And that's the whole point behind the product. I think for a lot of folks, it might not be strong enough, but I'm not trying to make a product that's going to knock you out. I'm trying to make a product that returns to all of us something that most of us did, 99% of us did easily when we were young, is we put our head on the pillow, we'd fall asleep. Maybe it was we didn't have a care in the world. It's also because our hormonal system is different, our brains are different as we age. So as we get older, this is just an opportunity, hopefully, to return a little bit of that calm, relaxed, soothing state where we can go to sleep on our own.
It's a fabulous day. Again, price-wise, remember, we're celebrating 23 years if you're just tuning in. The monthly special savings are above and beyond. Again, a product that won't be a today's special. Do the Try Me size if you just want to give it a go. You've got 60 caps for a special price of $14.90. There's 180 for $34.90, and again the 360 is normally $100, nearly half off at $59.90, saves you $40. Andrew, you mentioned earlier how important it is to hydrate. The other major important thing is going to be sleep, right?
Right. Well, without adequate sleep, our body, our brain can't repair itself, our key organs can't repair themselves. Sleep is something that's a vital part of human existence. It's a vital part of our human repair process. So if we're not sleeping well, I mean, if you don't sleep, I mean, it was used as a form of torture. If you don't let someone sleep, if you force them not to sleep for several days, we all start losing it.
Yes.
It's not getting adequate sleep is definitely among the most challenging things that anyone could possibly experience. So we all need to do our very best and work with our doctors to see what we could do if we really have a serious sleep issue or sleep disorder. Some simple things to remember: no caffeine late in the day, or no caffeine at all if sleep really is a problem. Do everything we can to sort of tone down our nervous system. Sleeping in a dark room. The quality of sleep is better whether you think you're sleeping well or not. Sleeping in a dark room is better. All those LEDs need to go away.
Right.
Using an electronic device just before you go to sleep, not a great idea. Also, being in a cooler environment. Even if you sleep well in the low 70s, sleeping in the mid to high 60s has been showing to be a better temperature for us to engage in the normal repair, healthy repair of our brain and our key critical organs.
Well, folks, thank you for your orders here. I think you'll be really, really fond of this product once you try it. It just helps to lull you into a better quality of sleep as we head over. Andrew, there was actually, as you were talking, it reminded me a while ago in England, there was a bright idea to do a TV show where the idea of the TV show was to keep people awake or to see how long they could stay awake, and the winner of the game show was the one that could stay awake the most. What a terrible idea that was. Can you imagine?
Cruel and inhuman punishment.
It didn't end well.
That's not a nice thing to do.
Anyway, let's
see how much pain we can inflict and then watch people suffer. So Reality TV.
You brought back the memories. Quality TV entertainment,
exactly.
Andrew, right?
Truly, truly.
We want to spend a few more moments on one of the other selections when it comes to teas.
And I just wanted, these are our teas that are basically perfectly reviewed before our peppermint and our green tea with peppermint, 2 perfectly reviewed teas. Then our chamomile tea, our Egyptian chamomile tea, or our chamomile blended with peppermint. Again, virtually perfectly reviewed teas. They never get bitter. You can make a quart of tea from 1 tea bag, so it's going to be the most inexpensive tea you've ever purchased, despite it having the highest quality ingredients you've ever purchased. And that's what happens when you use great ingredients. You don't have to follow that rule, just steep for 2 or 3 minutes. They always say steep for 2 or 3 minutes because after that, the ingredients get nasty. They get bitter, but our ingredients don't. The teapots that I have in my refrigerator, we leave the tea bags in them. So the tea bags are in those teapots. If I leave town for 2 weeks, we don't take the tea bags out. So I'll come back and I will drink tea that tea bag has been steeping in there sometimes for 3 weeks or a month.
Wow.
And of course it's been refrigerated, but it's never ever bitter, and that is entirely based on the quality of the tea ingredients that we use. So if you want a great nighttime tea, chamomile is unsurpassed. Peppermint is unsurpassed, say, with meals. And then, of course, we have our chamomile peppermint tea blended, either one.
So maybe if you picked up Andrew's nighttime product that we just had, you might want to pick up some of Andrew's chamomile and peppermint. They go hand in hand together. And again, you have our money-back guarantee. If you'd like to try it and you don't love it, you can return it to us for a full refund of the purchase price. Quickly on the pricing, 30 sachets, 60 sachets, or 90 sachets. I do love that word, sachet. Sounds so posh when we say it. $44.90, fabulous price for, I mean, think what Andrew just said. Most of us, if we left a tea bag in the teapot for that amount of time, it would not be pretty when we went to drink it. Not the case with this because of the quality.
Also, if you figure at $44.90, that's 50 cents a tea sachet. And you can make a quart of tea, at least with a tea sachet, which is going to give you somewhere around a half a dozen cups of tea like that, maybe a little bit more. So you're talking about less than a dime a cup of tea for the finest organic tea of its kind, whether our chamomile tea, our peppermint tea, our chamomile peppermint tea, or back earlier we talked about our green tea with peppermint or peppermint. All of them are teas that I only select them based upon their ability to withstand being steeped for days at a time and never becoming bitter, because also the longer you steep it, the more you extract the benefits.
Right. And it's a wonderful adventure. Honestly, when you start trying Andrew's teas, you'll become hooked. We're going to head back over. Remember, this is Andrew's final show of the visit, and also the last chance to take advantage of all the pricing. You might have been watching yesterday and you were thinking of buying some other things with our CoQ10 Today special on Choco Nouveau. Today is that final day to really take advantage. Next up, we get to talk about healthy hair, skin, and nails. So much to say and so little time to do it. Who wants their hair to grow faster, longer, stronger? Who wants their skin to look more youthful and radiant? Who wants their nails to be stronger? Andrew, how many reviews now? 4,400. Most products on HSN have 10 reviews.
That's 4,400 5-star reviews. And I think on this product, almost 80% of the reviews are 4 and 5 star, well, almost 90% are 4 and 5 star reviews. So it's a product that delivers. And what we've done over the years, we've dramatically reduced its price and dramatically increased its potency. So instead of it being a 2-capsule product that delivered 500 micrograms of biotin, we now deliver 8 times as much. So even if you take only 1 capsule daily now, you're getting 4 times more biotin than the original 2 capsules. So it's much higher potency, I'd say now. Used to be, when we introduced it, everyone took at least 2 or 3 capsules of it. Today, I'd say half the folks who use this product take only 1 capsule daily. The other half might take 2 capsules. What I often say, especially the product has a 100-day money-back guarantee until the end of January. You have plenty of time to give it a test. Take 2 capsules a day for the first month or 2, and then just go to 1 capsule and figure out what you're going to do by the end of January. And I can assure you, you'll want to keep this product. And the basic premise, the basic logic behind this product is we want our hair, skin, and nails to look the very best they can on the outside of our body. That makes sense. But everything we do on our outside of our body changes nothing. The only time we have a chance to change the quality, the structure, the nature, the appearance, the real appearance of those tissues is on the inside of our body. That's it. I wish it were otherwise, but that's the only opportunity. And because this product is so high potency, so bioavailable, meaning the biotin we use is so much more bioavailable. It's an ultrafine powder in a capsule, immediately available. And just while I mentioned, there's a few of my products that have B-complex vitamins. It came up talking about CoQ10 yesterday, say talking about our Essential 1, that what we have done, because so many folks take so many of our products, over the years, we have reduced the levels of B vitamins in each of our products. So if you're taking all of our products, you have nothing to be concerned about. So that's something that, of course, we pay very careful attention to. So even if you're taking Essential 1 and you're taking CoQ10, even a couple of CoQ10 a day, and you're taking, say, our Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nails, you're still getting less B vitamins than you would have gotten with my standard multivitamin about 25 years ago. Also, our B vitamins are more efficiently delivered than they were back then. So I, of course, pay attention to all of those things so you don't have to worry about getting too much of anything.
And that's wonderful to know, because I know a lot of you want to know the answer to that, so I'm thrilled that we could answer it for you. Think for a second how much we spend on beauty creams or beauty treatments, and then look at these prices, because I think you'll be shocked for the sheer amount of benefit and impact that it has on you. Many of the reviews talk about their skin and how much better it looks. This is $59.90.
Or watching their hair grow out differently, but it's $59.90, but that's a year's supply for most people, or a 6-month supply at least. So you're talking about a product that's about 15 cents or 30 cents a day. So, and when you look at how comprehensive the product is, that you're literally getting a year's supply. When you look at how comprehensive it is, it's just an exceptional value. And then most importantly, when you read the reviews, because the reviews, as much as I'm going to speak about how important it is that we put the product together in the fashion that we did, making sure that the key nutrients are available to you. It's funny, but a lot of products, they put them into tablets, and I was probably the only company, I still might be the only company, that only makes capsules.
Right.
I refuse to compress precious, valuable nutrients into a rock. I refuse to force you to swallow rocks. Rocks are not bioavailable. Rocks are not the natural way to deliver these nutrients that come as a fine powder. They should be delivered as a fine powder.
Can I ask a quick question, Andrew? Are there any vitamins or supplements that have to be in a rock form?
Not that I'm aware of.
I just wondered, because
even if you're talking about things that might require some kind of enteric coating and things, you could enterically coat a capsule again. So tablets are just incredibly inexpensive to make. So if you're a pharmaceutical company and you're making commodity pharmaceuticals, yeah, it's really inexpensive to make tablets. Wow. If you're a vitamin company, it's really inexpensive to make tablets. And it's even worse to make gummies, which just means you force people to consume sugar and additives and colors unnecessarily. So gummies violate anything and everything that's ethical about making a healthy product, because gummies are anything but healthy. It violates an old rule of it used to be an old Food and Drug Administration rule, I think, they called the jelly bean rule. That you couldn't just take a jelly bean, put some vitamins in it, and call it healthy. That's essentially what gummies are. But they've become incredibly popular. So again, I focus on just delivering you the benefits you seek and not introducing any other problems or any ingredients that you don't want. As far as I'm concerned, the only reason to make a tablet as a manufacturer is because you don't care about your customer. You only care about you and manufacturing it cheap. So everything I make is in a small, soft, easy to swallow capsule that has no additives at all, which in and of itself creates a manufacturing nightmare for us, because manufacturing additives make manufacturing easier. We don't use them. So manufacturing is more difficult, but my products are perfectly pure.
8,000 people have ordered. The pricing is about to expire. If you'd like to treat yourself, the 360 caps is only $59.90. Again, that pricing is about to expire as Andrew's 23rd anniversary visit comes to a close. We hope you've enjoyed it and treated yourself to something special that you may love. Still to come in the next hour, oh my goodness, we've got Essential One, we've got Ginkgo and Ginseng, we've got so many wonderful things. If you're feeling stressed out, we've got something that you absolutely love. We want to spend a few moments on phytoceramides because this is for anybody that really is looking for healthier, more radiant skin. This is a product that people swear by, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the healthy hair, skin, and nails. Let's quickly review pricing. So if you're ordering it today, and this is the final day to be able to do it, there's a 30, 60, 120, or 240. Savings pretty significant. Again, the purest ingredients, the best sourced ingredients. Normally for the 240 would be $200. Today it's $139.90, saves you $60, and remember, this price is on 4 flexible payments. The other thing people always forget is that when you see Andrew live, you can always be guaranteed and assured
Hopefully they're not seeing me any other way than live.
let me say fully. Live on TV,
yes, thank you.
You can be guaranteed of free shipping and handling, so that's another extra saving as well.
So, phytoceramides. Moments ago, I spoke about just hydration being critically important for our immune system. It keeps our mucous membranes moist, which even at night, they tend to dry out. That's why a lot of us sometimes have a dry cough, especially after we've gotten over a cold. A little humidifier, they're really affordable, can go a long way to keeping our mucous membranes, our respiratory tract moist. And when it's moist, it's a better barrier to all sorts of bugs, so that's a good thing. But being adequately hydrated, making sure we drink plenty of fluid, of course, great for our immune system, but also indispensable for our skin. We all think so long and hard about slathering all sorts of products on our skin to keep our skin moist. Yeah. But the most critical thing that most of us forget to do, perhaps because it's inconvenient to have to go to the bathroom frequently, is hydrating by drinking adequate amounts of water.
Right.
We forget also that things like coffee, that things that have caffeine are diuretics, that it reduces fluid availability of water in our body.
Right.
Drinking alcohol, we think that when we drink alcohol, it's hydrating. No, it is not. Alcohol is in effect dehydrating. So these are things we need to pay attention to. If we want to have moist looking skin, if we want to reduce the signs of wrinkles, that's moist looking skin, that's moister skin. Phytoceramides, that's the natural ingredient that goes to work in our body to retain the moisture that we have. So if you want the most effective natural moisturizer, it's not slathering things on our skin that work like emollients, kind of sealing in oils that seal in the moisture, but phytoceramides. In fact, phytoceramides, when you swallow them, the phytoceramides in this product go to work in your cells to do that critical role of holding on to moisture. And remember, phytoceramides aren't just important to hold on to moisture so our skin looks prettier.
Right.
Phytoceramides are critical because for generations and generations, we weren't worried about the moisturization of our skin to look pretty. We were worried about holding on to moisture in our body so we didn't die of lack of moisture, of thirst. So again, phytoceramides are a critical part of our survival system, but in our modern society, it's a critical part of our beauty system. So phytoceramides are a product, and the reviews are incredible.
Yeah, they are.
It's a product that delivers the natural molecule for moisture retention inside our body. We could slather phytoceramides on the outside of our body. Yeah, they're going to have a nice sort of moisturizing effect, but that doesn't get into the skin where phytoceramides actually hold on to the moisture, the key molecule for moisture retention in our cells.
It's a visible difference, folks, a visible difference. 30 days, 60 days, you've got nearly 100 days or so to be able to see it. We're heading this way again. As many items as we can possibly get in to our 2-hour show to try and show you as much as we can, right?
And collagen peptides. There was a review from someone asking about joint products and joint ingredients.
Yes.
That don't contain fish or might be shellfish, things like that. Obviously, our marine collagen peptides is made from fish, but as far as any research we have seen, it's hypoallergenic. just given the nature of how pure those collagen peptides are. Our other are free range, half the price, and they're both almost identical in terms of their composition of collagen peptides. But things that you can do for your joints that might not, our glucosamine and chondroitin, typically glucosamine is derived from shellfish, but again, our glucosamine is so pure that even folks I know who have shellfish allergies, they've had no problem whatsoever with our glucosamine. So we just, again, we go to raw material sources that are the cleanest, purest raw material sources possible. But again, for joints, we'll talk about turmeric a little bit later, and turmeric is a great ingredient for the soothing attributes in terms of our joints. But collagen peptides, obviously free range, doesn't come from fish or shellfish. So our free range collagen peptides, because collagen peptides are the integrating protein in our joints. It's the integrating protein throughout our body. So whether we're thinking about the appearance of our skin, the appearance of wrinkles, the appearance of cellulite, the flexibility and resiliency of our arteries and for our veins or our joint tissue, collagen peptides is the most critical integrating structural molecule. And our collagen peptides play more than that role structurally, which is critical. They also play a signaling role. They give your body the message that you have the material so that your body can sort of wake up and behave like it used to behave when it was younger in terms of producing that youthful collagen structure for our joints, for the appearance of our skin, and for the elasticity of our arteries and veins.
Andrew, it seems like there's more attention on collagen products than there's been certainly in recent years.
Yeah. I've been talking about collagen for more than a decade, probably about 15 years or so, but all of a sudden it's become a rage. That's why the pricing in collagen has gone up so much. That's also why I introduced the free range, because the free range is so affordable. So our marine collagen peptides, these are both of their kind, the best collagen peptides you'll find anywhere in the world. Okay. They both come from the same company in Japan that has been the expert in producing peptides for half a century. So this is the best of the best in terms of collagen peptides. So whether you want our bovine free-range grass-fed collagen peptides or our marine collagen peptides, they are both taste neutral. They are both exceptionally soluble. Right. I'll try to do this quickly before we run out of time here. So I'll just, rather than using a scoop, I'll just
freestyling it. Okay.
I'll just dump a bunch in. So that's like a couple of scoops. Yeah. So on the left, well, it will be, if you're watching, it's on the right. And collagen peptides really shouldn't be soluble. But our collagen peptides are. Right. Simply because they are the most well-produced and they are taste neutral. And what's amazing is how little mixing it takes. And if we just let those sit there for the next couple of minutes, you're going to watch, it's already starting. From the bottom up, it will become completely clear. That will become crystal clear water. And each of those contain the equivalent of 2 or 3 scoops. So you don't have to mix it with water. That's how I take it at home because it's taste neutral. You could put it in a smoothie, you could put it in oatmeal, oat bran, yogurt, wherever you want. And our scoop is also, so whatever the serving size, you could perhaps multiply that serving size because ours is 5 grams. Okay. A lot of serving sizes are 1 gram. Right. So that means our, say, 240 servings at 1 gram is 1,200 servings at 1 gram. At 2 grams would be 600 servings. So we give a very generous serving size at 5 grams. There's research on benefits as low as 1 gram, a lot of research on 2 and 2.5 grams, and our standard serving is 5 grams.
Guys, let me show you the pricing. Andrew mentioned it. There is a difference in pricing between the two. If you want to go for marine collagen, again, finest in the world. It's important you know that. 240 servings, normally $285. If you order today, before the pricing expires, it's $105 off. Now, if I compare and contrast that to, let's say, the free range.
Free range is half the price. Basically half the price free range.
So why is that, Andrew? Why is it less?
It's just that the marine stock is so expensive versus the bovine free-range stock, the raw material. Okay. The process of creating these collagen peptides, it's a special patented process. The process of creating it is basically the same for the two materials. So it all boils down to the fact that there's now a worldwide shortage of the marine material. That's the fish material that's necessary to make the marine collagen. But mind you, it's also important to notice, as I talked about with the marine collagen, despite it being made from fish material, we wouldn't even have to put really a fish allergen warning on the product because these products are so high quality and so pure. But as you can see, they're already getting clear, and I'm going to take this with me.
And I'll take this with me as well then. Not to be outdone, if Andrew's having one, I'll have one too.
Cheers.
Cheers. Good health to one and all.
Yes.
We are heading into our final hour of the visit to celebrate Andrew's 23 years on HSN. How is Andrew so nimble and flexible? Well, it's because of one of the products like this. And for so many folks that take glucosamine and chondroitin, it is an absolute godsend. Brilliant results, Andrew.
And our glucosamine and chondroitin, I started doing glucosamine and chondroitin long before anyone else even contemplated it, back in 1979. So I've had a glucosamine and chondroitin product for literally for 40 years. And I started my company back in, it was September of 1979. So it's actually last month was
Amazing.
40 years of my founding my company. And it was one of the original products. And it was very a straightforward product because glucosamine and chondroitin, they're molecules called mucopolysaccharides or glycosaminoglycans. And they're structural molecules to our joints. So just as I was talking about before, how collagen peptides are sort of the integrating protein in our joints, so I would almost view collagen peptides as being the mortar. If you think of bricks, it's the mortar between the bricks are collagen peptides. And then in terms of our joints, the glucosamine and the chondroitin are the bricks.
Okay.
So between the collagen peptides, the glucosamine and chondroitin, that's our bricks and mortar. Similarly, in our arteries and veins, the elastic tissues in our arteries and veins, similarly, glucosamine and chondroitin play a role in the elasticity of those tissues as well, with of course, the glycosaminoglycans and the marine collagen peptides, or the collagen peptides from either source. So when it comes to these tissues, their unique strength, but equally unique flexibility, most things that are extremely resilient and flexible aren't incredibly strong, but our tendons, our ligaments, they withstand an enormous amount of wear and tear. But